Galileo Galilei was born in Pisa in 1564. He was one of the most important scientists. He studied medicine, maths, and philosophy. When he was 25, he worked as a mathematics teacher in Pisa. Galilei lived in Padua and, as he said, they were the best 18 years of his life. There he taught mathematics and physics. In 1610 he wrote Desiderius Nuncius, a work dedicated to Cosimo de' Medici. Then he wrote the Copernican Letters and because of it was denuncied. In 1623 he wrote The Assier, a work about comets. Galilei wrote his masterpiece in 1623, Dialogue concerning the two-cliff system of the world. He managed to get imprimatur and the work was published, but Galileo was soon subject to a trial.
Today, Galileo, son of Vincenzo Galilei, you are here on charge of heresy. In 1616, you have already been denounced for supporting
But Galilei
the
was soon subject to
which have
trial.
been condemned by the Holy Office. Cardinal Bellarmino ordered you not to diffuse or teach the heliocentric theory, and yet you did break your promise. How do you answer to this accuse?
I have never promised anything. What I got from Cardinal Bellarmino was bad advice. Please check if my signature is on that document.
An intimation of the Holy Office must always have the defendant's signature.
Oh, it is true. Your signature is not here. Anyway, it was shown to you. You knew about it.
Nothing has ever been shown to me, Your Eminence. You always say that the defendant has the right to defend himself, and yet you do not assure me the chance to answer properly. It is evident that you have already decided to condemn me.
No one can question the truth.
Are asserting that the science is not truthful.
No one but the Church is the repository of the truth. You are not respecting the authority of the Church and God.
It is not fair. I have always been devoted to the Church, but the laws of nature cannot be modified. I'm just trying to understand the world created by our God. The Lord gave me a brain. If I did not exploit it, I would be disrespectful to Him.
And don't you deem unrespectful to doubt God's word contained in the Bible?
Of course I do not. I do not mean that what is written in the Bible is misleading, but it has to be read as a metaphor. Yes, it is true, the Bible holds the truth, if understood properly. And the Church has to assure the most correct interpretation, which is far away from the literal meaning of the words used.
Heresy! How do you dare to diminish the value of the scriptures, despite your human and earthly misery? Compared to the greatness of our good Lord, we are but flies, and yet you want to know God utterly.
I just desire to fulfill my human nature, and the only way to do it passes through the knowledge. In fact, it is the reason that distinguishes us from the beasts. It makes us more similar to God.
A true believer would know that prayer is the only way to move close to God.
Our time has come to an end. Leave us alone to ponder about what has been said so far and deliberate.
Well, his arguments have been reasonable and valid so far. You have to admit it.
What are you talking about? It deserves the stake. Such heretical talks cannot be accepted inside God's house.
Remember the Pope's word. We have no choice but to condemn him and force him to recant his theory. If he refuses, he will be burned alive at the stake, and with him all his ideas.
You're right. We must follow our Pope's will. This theory is not to be spread. We, Cardinals of the Holy Office, by the power bestowed on us by Pope Urbano VIII, declare you, Galileo Galilei, guilty of heresy.
For such crimes, you should be punished with death. But we will reduce the sentence and forget everything if you accept our conditions. You must retreat your assertions about the movement of the earth around the sun. In exchange, you will remain alive for the rest of your days and spend the rest of your life in prison.
May I have some time to think about it?
Sure, it is fine.
These cardinals do not understand anything. The importance and the truthfulness of science and the superiority of reason over a blind and passive belief. But what choice is left? I am not so brave. I am too attached to life. I shall accept their conditions and yield.
Have you decided yet?
Yes, Your Eminence.
And what is your conclusion?
I accept to recount my theories and to live the rest of my days in prison.
Then, the trial has come to an end. Galileo Galilei, we sentence you to life in prison.